Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to the Sabre Zone. This is the video on this channel that I'm not doing tonight. Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Reloaded. This is a video on this channel that usually talks about Sabres topics, guys. And my topics for today is conclusions. I've come to some conclusions about this year as the dust settles and reality sets in that the season's done. So I want to go over this, okay? Let me get my water here, guys, because I'm going to try to be, I'm trying to be accurate here because it's all over the place the way I wrote it. So let's, the 5 conclusions. So I'll go from number 5 to number 1, what I think in the order, okay? That I think the least obvious, maybe they're all obvious. You guys figure it out. Okay, number 5, I got Olofsson and Bryson have to be moved to open roster spots. And then I put Joker also, Jokiharju. I'm hesitant, guys. He's 23. I'm hesitant to move Jokiharju, okay? I know he didn't look great yesterday, but I'm hesitant to move Jokiharju. Like I was saying even before when I was jumping on the Mittelstadt thing, that what if we trade Mittelstadt? Remember, you guys might recall I said this weeks ago, what if we trade him and then he really shows up for this other team, right? I got a feeling Jokiharju could be the same thing, that it's a defenseman, he's young, he's a first rounder. I think maybe we have to just be a little more patient with Jokiharju, is my feel. All right, so Jokiharju, I'm putting like, I'm on the fence with, but I think we got to move Olofsson and Bryson. I plan on doing a video maybe tomorrow night on the numbers of those two. All right, so number 4, I think this one's obvious, guys. We need grit and better defensive play. I mean, we got to do something, I figure, this off season to attack this. We've got to do something. We got to do something to shore up that blue line. And I'm not saying just with grit. I'm just, even if it's some experience back there, you know? Anything to get better defensively next year. We're going to be better because we're going to be older. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to get a vet in there that's a $5-6 million player, you know, and throw him in there. We'll talk about that later on. So that I got as number 4. Number 3, I believe the Sabres' resolve was for real down the stretch, guys. I believe that what we seen the way they played down the stretch, that they went through that 7-1-1 stretch before we finally bowed out. That was no fluke. What I seen, that was no fluke. They found ways to win. They found a way to get back in it when the entire Sabres community wrote them off. They didn't give up. That took a lot. You know, it took a lot to do. It wasn't like we were there with them. We were trying to get back into the race. We were already out of the race trying to get back into the race because we knew mathematically we weren't out of it, but we needed some sort of a run, and they did one. After a bad stretch, I might add, you know? So I think the Sabres' resolve this year was for real, guys. I don't think there was any fluke about it whatsoever. That was number 3. So 5, 4, 3. We go to number 2. Guys, Casey Mittelstadt's a keeper. I'm just going to say it because what I seen him do down the stretch, he even got a point yesterday and he wasn't, I believe he's in the minus yesterday, which is okay. You know, like Mittelstadt, the way he's closed the season out, we might be lucky we didn't move him and panic and move him maybe too soon. And that's why I'm hesitant with Jokiharju. I'm a little hesitant with it because Jokiharju for sure could come back to haunt us. He's 23. There's no way we can tell, you know, this could be a Norris winning defenseman in 5 years from now. There's no way to know for sure. No, I don't want to wait 5 years. I'd like to wait another year on Jokiharju. I do want to move out, like I said, Olofsson and Bryson. I want to move on from them because they just don't help the team. You know, they don't help the team. And people will say, yeah, but Olofsson got 26 goals. When you see the numbers I'm going to put up in inside the numbers tomorrow, you might change your mind. And number 1, guys, Devon Levi is exactly what we hoped he was. I think I can say that for everybody. He's the real deal. Devon Levi showed up suit up and played, and he was something else, you know. And if you look at his numbers this year, you're going to look and say, they don't look that great. Well, I say he'd have one off game with the 6 goals, you know, but at the same time, that was one of those nights where every single goalie in the league would have got scored on. You know the type of games I'm talking about, where it's just a shootout, back and forth, back and forth. There's like at least 6, 7, 8 games a year that'll happen. And that happened to be one of those games. So I don't want to like jump on the kid for that, but at the same time, I liked what I seen. I mean, he was able to, we still came out with the win. How many times have we let in 6 goals and came out with the win this year? I'd like to know, because I can't think of another one off the top of my head. It must have been another game, I'm guessing, but I can't think of it, really. And I just think the players around him play better. You know, just my thoughts with that. So these are just some of the thoughts I had, guys. Some of the things that I kind of learned as a fan down the stretch, you know. I think the obvious one, the Olofsson and Bryson, is kind of obvious, you know. The grit, better defensive play, we knew that. We knew that already. I had to throw it in there just to mention. I haven't forgotten, you know. The Sabres' resolve was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see. It really was. To see them not give up the way they did. Good. Casey Mittelstadt maybe was the biggest surprise of everything the last month. Casey Mittelstadt was a very pleasant surprise. He turned out to be maybe the guy we drafted and hoped for down that stretch. You know, finally he showed up as the guy we drafted, I think. That's what, you know, being number 8 pick. And Devon Levi, I don't think any of us are that shocked anything this kid would do from this point on. I don't think we'll see him the rest of the year though, guys. Just my feel on that. I think they're going to let him leave it there. Maybe he'll get one more game in. I don't know. I don't know what the Sabres' plans are. You know, it's going to say a lot if they do play him one more game and give no more time to UPL. That's going to say something, because I think Anderson will probably get the start against Ottawa tomorrow. All right, guys. See you in the next one.